Today's 2-minute fairy tale is called The Dead Wife, and it's purportedly Iroquois. That's what Andrew Lang said in his Yellow Fairy book, but at the time that it was published, the Iroquois were actually 6 different nations with a lot of different stories. This is probably an incomplete European understanding of it. But it's cool, and is a variant of the Eurydice Orpheus kind of story. A man and his wife live in the forest, far from the rest of the tribe. They usually hunt together, but then the wife's like, I gotta stay home, there's too much to do there. However, the husband finds out his luck is bad when she's not with him. But they don't get a chance to change the arrangement because then she gets sick and dies. And he does what any man would do under the same circumstances and builds a wooden doll in her shape and puts her clothes on it. For a year, he leaves the doll at home while he goes out to hunt, and then one day he comes home and finds out the whole house is clean. The next day he pretends to leave and spies on it. Turns out the doll has come to life because the Great Spirit felt sorry for him. But it's not just an alive doll, it is his wife who has been allowed to come back, but the Great Spirit says you cannot touch her though until she has seen the rest of your tribe. So they live together for a year without him touching her, but finally he can't stand it anymore. He's like, we gotta go see the tribe so I'm allowed to touch you again. They set off for a long journey because the tribe is 6 days away, and on the way it begins to snow, and that night they huddle down and he's like, oh, I want to touch you, and she's like, dude, just wait, you'll be able to touch me soon. But he doesn't listen, and as soon as he touches her, she turns back into the wooden doll. He shoves the doll away in misery and then rushes all the rest of the way to his people and tells them everything that happened. They don't believe him until he brings them back and they see the doll. You would think, well, maybe he just brought the doll there, but they know the doll walked there because there's 2 sets of footprints coming in the other direction, and the second set fits the doll. Which really though, he could have still brought the doll and had it walk along in the snow, but he didn't, and they believe him. Although maybe he did, and our narrator is unreliable and it's all been a dream. Either way, the man grieved for the rest of his life because he could have had his woman back if he just waited a little bit longer and listened to her. As always, check out my book, Dust Spells, a reimagining of the 12 Dancing Princesses, and my podcast. All the links are in the bio.